It's one thing for me to tell you about scams in New York, and it's another when somebody actually tries one on me. I've got a story to share coming up, and then I'm going to update you all on the status of New York City during COVID-19. What's up, members of the barrio? It's John coming to you from my favorite little park here in Greenwich Village. And I was not planning on making this video, but I've decided to share a story of what happened to me yesterday. Because this could happen to anybody living here, this could happen to somebody traveling here. I want you guys to be aware of these types of situations in a big city. It was Friday, about 5:30 p.m. Adriana and I were leaving the Broadway Lafayette station, walking up Houston Street, and when we got between Broadway and Mercer, I saw two guys approaching us. Now, we were walking one way, they were walking the other. Adriana was to my right. Now, instead of moving to the side, these two guys split in the middle to let Adriana and I pass through, which I thought that was a little bit strange. It kind of caught my attention, but I was fully aware of my surroundings. Now, as I passed the guy on my left, I felt him touch my arm, and then I turned my head over my left shoulder and I saw him drop a little plate of food that was in a container, and he yelled, "Hello, hello," pointing at the food. Now, I immediately knew that this was a trick, that he was trying to get me to walk up to him to offer to pay for that dropped meal. How did I respond? I just kept on walking, and that is the way to respond to 99% of problems that you have in New York City. Keep on walking, don't stop to engage these people. Now, he probably didn't realize that I've made not one, but two separate videos about common scams in New York City, and dropping food, something like that, is one of the most common ones, the oldest trick in the book. In fact, this very same situation happened to Adriana about 6 months ago, pretty close to where it happened to me, except it was just one guy, and he also dropped a circular container of food. Now, I promise you, if I walked back to check up on this, he would have scooped the food right back up, and he probably was walking around looking for gullible people who would feel bad about this. All right, here's what I'm gonna say about it. This sort of scam comes in many different shapes and sizes in New York. If it's not food, it could be glasses. That one is very common. It could also be dropping a bottle of liquor, dropping a bottle of wine. Whatever it is, if you stop and you engage them, they're gonna try to pressure you into paying for whatever that item was. Now, I got lucky that this guy didn't come after me. I've heard of other situations where the person is more aggressive, might try to run after you. Just walk away. I'm telling you, that is usually your best bet in situations like this. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is the more people that are aware of it, the less people that will get affected by it, and hopefully these petty crooks are gonna stop this kind of behavior. And for those of you that might say, well, COVID-19 is making New York City lawless, this sort of thing was definitely happening way before COVID, trust me. If you've ever been the victim of this sort of a little scam in New York, do tell me in the comments. I'm curious about the story. Okay, so this video isn't just about that scam. I want to give you guys some updates on life in New York. One cool update, well, cool is the key word here, is that the mayor has said they are looking at a new proposal to extend outdoor dining into winter past October 31st. But there was a spokesperson from City Hall who said that would not include yurts or tents or igloos. I mean, I can't imagine eating outside in an igloo. Well, maybe that would be pretty cool, but I really don't know what methods they're gonna go through to try to have outdoor dining in the winter. Any ideas out there? I mean, you could have heat lamps, you could have parkas, I don't know. I hope they find a way to make this work, or that it's safe enough to have indoor dining by that point, but your guess is as good as mine right now. This past Wednesday, the mayor said they're gonna set up quarantine checkpoints at some busy passage points in New York City to ensure that people traveling from the 30 states on the 14-day quarantine list entering New York State are abiding by those rules. Now, apparently these spots won't be active every day, but you could see them at the George Washington Bridge, the Goethals, Bayonne Bridge, Outer Bridge Crossing, Lincoln Tunnel, and the Holland Tunnel. And according to this, if you're traveling from one of the states on the quarantine list, If you're a non-essential worker, you have to stay at your residence or hotel room, only leaving for essential medical appointments or to obtain food or other essential goods. You also can't invite or allow guests other than caregivers, and you have to self-monitor for symptoms of COVID-19. Look, I don't know how enforceable this is. I respect them for trying. I don't know if this is going to create big bottlenecks of traffic or how often they're going to be stopping cars, what the exact procedure is. My opinion is that they're doing this as some kind of a deterrent for people traveling from many parts of the United States, just looking for a quick little getaway into New York City. I think this is going to be an attempt to at least lower those numbers, but in practice, I think it would be impossible to stop every single person traveling into New York City right now. A personal update, our lease is expiring at the end of October on our little Greenwich Village apartment, and I am very strongly considering moving to Brooklyn. That's right. I'm thinking about it. I did a video about how prices have gone down. I really can't think of a better time to try to get a good deal when I'm already living in New York City anyway. I want to get a bigger apartment. It's been too long. Adriana doesn't believe me. My wife thinks I'm bluffing because, well, it's true. Every year I say I'm gonna move and I don't end up moving. So some more updates to come on this potential apartment search. We are still running our promotion for August. If you want to support what we do on this channel, if you join our Patreon, I'm gonna be sending you a handwritten postcard anywhere in the world for free from New York City. I've got a bunch I'm going to be mailing out today. These are very cool. Details down below in the description. Special shout out and thank you to all the existing members of my Patreon. One cool thing that I've actually just recently seen at some sports bars, and it's working quite well, is they're putting televisions outside and people are watching soccer games. I'm seeing at some of the pubs here on Bleecker Street. Outside. I mean, it looks like a pretty cool thing to do. I've also seen some musicians standing at windows and in doorways in the village playing to crowds. You're doing it here in Greenwich Village, you're doing it in the East Village as well. So quality of life slowly but surely improving for those people that do like to go out, although, you know, you're not staying out till 4 a.m. anymore. I will say that the subways haven't really changed all that much. Still about 25% to 50% full of people, so I don't feel uncomfortable riding. It's not super crowded, but it is crowded enough where it doesn't feel creepy like it did a couple of months ago. And if you're curious where I've been filming these update videos, this is the Japanese Gardens in Greenwich Village. They're behind some apartment complexes here, so it's usually pretty chill. You can just come here and relax. A good tip for any of my locals out there who maybe don't want all the energy of Washington Square Park. I really do enjoy coming here sometimes just to chill out. We've got a lot of cool videos coming up in the next couple of weeks. It is hot, it's humid, but we're gonna make some really cool stuff. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly do appreciate your support. Until next time.